Now, it is a topic that was discussed in the papers over the weekend, the idea of becoming a midlife orphan. It's one of those kind of sayings that stop me in my tracks a bit. You know, you kind of go, midlife orphan, you think, well, actually, yes, you would be when you lose both your parents. And, you know, it's a big thing in life, isn't it? And I think we can relate to that. I mean, sadly for you, Colleen, I've still got my mum, but you've lost both your parents. Was it a moment when you
know
lost
what?
your
It
mum?
was a moment that I never, ever thought about or ever thought I would think it. But within a week after my mum, we lost my dad, and then we lost my mum. And it was about a week into losing her. And I came home one day and thought, oh, I'm an orphan. And I was like 40, I think, just under 40. And I remember just thinking, I'm an orphan. And it was such a... And I had my own kids and my husband at the time. But it really hit me hard. And it was quite shocking to feel it. And then I thought, oh, now me and my sisters and brothers are the next generation type.
You're the older generation.
We're the older generation now. So yeah, it's a definite thing, and you do feel like that. Even now, when I'm sick, you know, and I've got my kids or whatever, I still, when I feel really sorry for myself, I always go, I want my mum. I still want my mum, and I'm 56.
I thought I was prepared for my dad
is,
dying. You know, he had Alzheimer's for a long time, and I thought I was prepared for it, and I wasn't at all. I mean, it's still, however it happens, you're still losing your parent. I'm very lucky. I've still got my mum. Hello, Mum. There she is. She's amazing. She's 90, but, you know, I try and spend as much time with her as I can because you don't know how long you've got them for, and it's hard, isn't it, Gloria?
Very, very hard. I lost my dad when I was in my 40s, and I was so shocked because you always think your parents will go on forever. And then, of course, all your attention goes on the other parent, in this case, my mum, and she lived for about another 7 or 8 years after my dad died. But like you, Colleen, I'd never thought about it before, but the moment, actually, that my mum died, I thought to myself, I'm an orphan now. I don't have a mum and dad. And I actually said to my sister, which looking back on it now is probably a silly thing to say, but she was much older than me. And I remember categorically on that very day that my mum died saying to my sister, you're going to have to be my mum now. Because she was older, you know.
Well, I think you feel that you've lost that person to run to, you know, because we're always strong for our own children or our friends or our partners. And so, for me, it's that when something goes wrong for me or I'm upset, my mum was always that person. Like you said, when I'm ill, I just want tomato soup and soldiers that my mum used to always make for me. It's all I want. So, you know, you feel like maybe you've lost that person.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really odd for me because I've had that kind of moment in life where you've had to sort of face mortality in that way and where it's quite a real thing. And my children, unfortunately, have that sort of feeling of, oh, what if I lose mummy? They kind of feel like that quite often.
Because they know about your...
Yeah, because they know about about lupus. And Regan, who's my eldest, he's probably been around it and had more exposure to it. So he has a real kind of fear. Like when I was leaving to come up and do the show last night, he said goodbye about 3 or 4 times, and his hugs are extra long. And he always says, "Mummy, take care, make sure you sanitise, you know, look after yourself," and you know, and all of that. But there is definitely that anxiety of that. And I've had a few friends recently who've lost both of their parents, and the change in them that I've seen. In them as people, they almost sort of lose their way for a little bit and don't have their foundation. And I think it's so
you feel like a lost
difficult
child.
thing. I often think about Brenda, you know, because of her losing her parents, and it's a really unsettling thing because that is supposed to be your foundation, isn't it?
I think as well for memories, Colleen, you know, I'm very aware with my mum now of asking her lots about the family and background and things that she's probably always told me that I never really maybe took 100% notice of. And now I'm very aware.
Yeah.
And I think when she's not here, you know...
Do you record her at all?
Yeah, I do record her.
Yes, I think that's nice. We did with my mum as well.
Well, and also because Jack then will be asking you those questions, so you need to know the answers to pass down to him, otherwise everything's forgotten.
Yeah.
But they are our blueprint, aren't they?
Yes,
really?
and also Kelly raises a very valid point, because I think that if you've lost a parent, like, say, a couple of my grandchildren, Charlie and Gabe, when they lost their mum, they were always saying to their dad, "Watch the bicycle, don't fall off the bicycle, or don't do this," because you can understand it when they're young. That other lasting parent, it becomes like everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. They're always saying, "Mummy, I don't want anything to happen to you," you know. So, yeah, it is a bit of a worry for them.
Well, listen, you know, if any of you out there have lost a parent or both, particularly recently, you know, our love to you. It's a very, very difficult time. We know that. And but life goes on, and hold your memories close.